Hey, this is Sherry, owner of Bodymechanics School, and I wanted to continue on having conversation with students who are enrolled in our program who are going to massage school during the COVID pandemic and also during quarantine. Today, I wanted to talk with Paul, who's one of our students in the morning class. He's been enrolled in the program since June, and yeah, he's in the classroom every day wearing a face mask and the whole thing. So, Paul, why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit of your background, your story, what brought you to body mechanics, and a little bit into your experience in the classroom.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again for having me, Sherry. So before I got into body mechanics school, I was in more of a mental health counseling type role. I was a case manager. I worked with homeless individuals. I worked with children with behavioral issues and their families, and I just had a lot of different type of helping type jobs. Before that, I was in the military, and so even in that capacity, I worked with helping others. So at the end of that time, about 10 months, 12 months ago or so, I got an opportunity to kind of change career paths. I got an opportunity to look around, and I was kind of a little tired of doing talk therapy. So I looked into, different options. Searched online, came across your program. From all the reviews and from all the people who have graduated and from all the success stories, looking and even listening to all the videos of people going, wow, I started my own business and I was so prepared. Um, at that point, I was kind of hooked and reached out to you with, I think, an email and a call. We set up an interview, and I was like super jazzed. So that was kind of the beginning of that career change. And so, flash forward however many months now, here we are. It's things are still amazing. I'm learning brand new things every single day, and I'm still super jazzed to be in class.
Yeah, now moved down here. You actually transferred from up near the Canadian border to go to school of body mechanics.
Yes, yes. At that point, my family and I, we had a house in Ferndale, which is just above Bellingham. It goes Bellingham, Ferndale, Canada, pretty much. And so for a while, we bought a trailer, bought a truck, and we lived down here with the family. And we lived in a 20-foot travel trailer, and we kind of made that small commute there and back and forth. So that was an interesting transition. And after a while, I had a great talk with my wife, and she was really impressed with the program as well and wanted to go to the night class. And so I began the morning class. She began the night class. Long story short, we ended up selling our house and moving down here. Now we live down here, and so we're both going to school. We got the kids in the middle, and everything fantastic. So yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. Now, talk to us, share a little bit of your experience with the classroom and the face masks and COVID. I think in the beginning you were a little apprehensive of attending school with during COVID.
Yes, actually was. I never really worn face masks for anything per se before, and I have some health conditions which kind of I was a little concerned about. And we sat down together, you and I, and we talked about some of the options if I need to take breaks or whatnot, and you guys were very much accommodating. So yeah, everything worked out okay. It took a little getting used to wearing a mask over my face, and I think the biggest thing was not really being able to see people talk in that expression because I'm a very expressive type of person, and not being able to see that was a little bit of a challenge. But after a while, you kind of just get used to it, and then everything's normal. So pretty much that's our normal in class. We have people with face masks, and I'll tell you what, Sherry, the greatest thing about everyone who's kind of doing the face mask thing, everyone is very accommodating with each other. We're very respectful of each other. We help each other, keep each other accountable, and it's not anything weird. It's not anything super challenging, and we're all kind of in the same boat, and it actually works out really well. Yeah.
That's really true. I mean, it's really hard for the instructors also to be up in front of the classroom for 4 hours lecturing with a face mask on. But I
Yeah.
think it's part of that, individual responsibility to keep yourself healthy so that you don't. I mean, I think every student would hate to be the one who brought COVID into the classroom.
Sure.
And
Sure.
so, yeah, so wearing a face mask, I think right now it is what it is. It's our responsibility.
Right.
And keeping staff and students healthy and safe it's my responsibility. So I'm really happy that you were able to kind of get over that apprehension. I don't think it was fear, apprehension. And we just do what we have to do to get through this hard time.
Yeah, and and the interesting thing is, about a week ago I had this big old beard, and every once in a while, take the mask down and you see people, oh, that's what they look like without the mask, and then they have the mask, you don't get used to it, and then they take it off and have a drink or whatever, and then it goes back on, and I shaved it, and I came into school and I took mine off for a brief second, and everyone stopped what they were doing. It's very that is your actual, like, it's anyway, that's kind of nor here nor there, but it's interesting to kind of get used to that normal, everyone looks like this,
Yes.
and then it's just different. It's kind of amusing, and we kind of make the best of it, which is
It
awesome.
is actually really funny when I'm interviewing students in the school and they're wearing a mask, and then, like you said, they come into the classroom and take their face mask off, and they have piercings or something, and I didn't even know it. So, yeah, it's funny. What's been one of your top, I don't want to say memory because you're still in it, but what would you kind of rate up there as really, really just a fantastic experience that you've had at Body Mechanics School so far?
I think the camaraderie.
Mm.
I think, like I was saying before, I was in the military, and when I was in, there was like a built-in family, is built-in family unit. You go everywhere, you train, and similarly, right now we have an amazing camaraderie with each other.
Mhm.
Remember, one of the instructors was saying, like, I know you guys, it's the first week or two, you guys are apprehensive. Watch, by the time you guys graduate, everyone's going to be giving each other hugs and just completely familiar and loving on each other, and we're pretty much there. And I can definitely say that there really isn't much that anyone wouldn't do for each other, and it's a loving, supportive, amazing environment where we just get to do like real life in a classroom, and then just those dynamics, and it's awesome. Yeah, that's probably the best experience that I can have, that I've had so far. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me really happy to hear you say that because one of my biggest goals or missions is to create an environment that people feel like they're with family. And so
Yeah.
just having you say that, it just validates everything that we're doing here with our staff and the team to create that environment. So it makes me really happy. Last question for you, Paul. What is some advice that you would give to somebody who's considering massage school right now, especially with body mechanics?
Yes, I have this. Okay,
Okay,
so what I would definitely say is eat the frog.
eat the frog.
The frog.
Tell us about that.
That's something, yes. That's something that I have tried to embrace from the very first class that we had, when we're all sitting in a big, huge circle, 6 feet apart, not knowing anyone, just kind of waiting for the instructor, what to expect. When I decided to join the school and move forward in this, it was like, okay, the school is 200 miles away. Okay, we're going to get a trailer. Okay, we're going to live a family of four in a small little 20-foot trailer, and we're going to go on every other weekend to go check on the house. This is really hard things. This can be a really big stretch. And one of the things I embraced, that I borrowed from someone, a gentleman, I forget his name. He wrote a book called Eat the Frog. And so the concept is, if you had to eat a frog and you had a whole entire day to do it, when would you do it? And how would you do it? So would you snack little pieces at a time, maybe gag yourself and be like, oh, this is gross? Or would you look at it, stress all day, and then at the end of the day and just do, or would you just eat it first thing in the morning and be done with it? And so that obviously that last one was my philosophy, is just do the hard things. Just
Oh,
embrace. You're unsure, if you're apprehensive, just go for it. Jump in with both feet. And I promise you won't be left anywhere without support. You won't be left in the lurch. You'll have the support. You'll begin to develop a family of friends, a family of healers,
yeah,
um, and massage therapists, and those connections, I can already tell, will go on.
yeah.
Uh, it's just do what you need to do. And this is a time of uncertainty, but one thing for certain is people need touch, people need support, and this, as I've experienced and I've told you, Sherry, and I'm very grateful, just people come together in this environment, and we grow together, and we continue to support each other. And maybe we do another interview 6 months after I graduate and go like, how is it now? Like,
Yeah.
what does that support look like? And I can only imagine, like, we're still going to be supporting each other as students, and even contacting the instructors going like, hey, Sherry, I have this weird thing. God, can you help me? Like,
Yeah.
so
Oh, absolutely. That
yeah,
brings up one last question I did mean to ask. Do you see yourself starting your own business or working for somebody when you graduate?
I do want to start my own business, and I think I'll have a great plan. Your program is again, it's causing me to eat the frog, right? To do and think about the hard things without just going, maybe I can skate by and just kind of like, yeah, maybe I'll get a job afterwards. It forces me, no, it forces me to look at the things that I really want. And I'm hoping to have, and our business plan is coming up very soon,
Yeah, it is.
to have, hope to have my own business as soon as I graduate. Yeah, that's the goal. Yeah,
And we
absolutely.
definitely will have that conversation in 6 months after you graduate to update the audience with how you're doing. So right now as a student, if somebody wanted to try to work with you right now as a student, what would be a way that they could reach out to you?
Oh, I don't know.
Through the
I don't have
school? Maybe through the school, they could call and
yeah.
reach out to the school.
Reach out to the school and just say, like, and it's not even just me, like there's all of us are learning the same things. We all have little different styles, but we all have a great, amazing techniques that we're all learning. As traffic's driving by.
Yeah.
Yeah, just reach out to the school, come on by. We have student clinics that are open. We're just getting into lower body, so we've learned a lot of upper body modalities, how to do treatment. So yeah, please just there's clinics I think every Friday now until we graduate till April, and then the next classes are open. So yeah, just reach out and get yourself involved with the school. Go online, Bodymechanics webpage, webpage, Facebook. Yeah, and then just swing on by.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking this time, Paul. I really appreciate it. And
Absolutely.
we'll see you tomorrow for clinic.
All righty.
All right. Have
Bye.
a great afternoon. Thank you.
You too. Bye.